The stars never stopped calling to Dr. Elias Moreau. Even as a child lying on the roof of his family's farmhouse in southern Alberta, he had felt that strange itch, the sensation that the cosmos was not merely background scenery, but alive, waiting for him to notice. By 38, he was no longer a dreamer on a roof. He was one of Earth's foremost xenobiologists, stationed on the research station Erebos, orbiting the ocean world of Defra. The Defrans, an ancient aquatic civilization, were not supposed to exist, at least not in the way humans imagined. They were long, elegant beings, scaled in shades of cobalt and silver, with fins like cathedral glass and eyes like galaxies folded into spirals. But for all their beauty, they carried a terrible wound. Every Defran female was sterile. Their civilization, as glorious as it was, teetered on the edge of extinction. When Elias first heard about their plight, he had assumed his role would be purely observational. Study the biochemistry, take notes, file reports. But the Defrans were desperate in ways that broke protocol. On the day his fate changed, he was summoned before High Voice Illyri, the Defran matriarch who floated upon a platform of water shaped into a throne. "You are a creature of fertile origins," she said in tones like choral music. "Where our daughters fail, perhaps your species might yet succeed. We request experiment with you." Elias had laughed nervously, at first thinking it a mistranslation. But it wasn't. What they proposed seemed absurd. They would pair him with one of their young, a woman named Sereth, sterile by their standards, and attempt a fusion of human and alien genetics. "Even if you could blend the code," Elias had said, shaking his head, "it doesn't mean anything could grow from me. I'm a man. I don't have." But Illyri had silenced him with a ripple of her fin. "Not yet. But your body is adaptable. We have read the journals of your kind's medicine. You speak of cells that renew, organs that can be grafted, hearts that beat when others fail. Humanity is stubborn. We will help you become more." Sereth was presented to him soon after. She was shorter than most Defrans, with scales that shimmered like frost under moonlight. Her voice was soft, almost uncertain, and her golden eyes lingered on him with both fear and hope. "I cannot give life to my people," she admitted during their first meeting. "But perhaps with you something different might be born. If you consent, Elias of Earth." He did not answer immediately. Nights passed with him staring at the curved ceiling of his quarters, listening to the hum of Erebos. He told himself he was a scientist, not a guinea pig. Yet there was a deeper whisper. Humanity had been overlooked by so many advanced species, dismissed as young and noisy. Here at last was a chance to show what humans could do. Not through violence, not through conquest, but through creation. Finally, he whispered to Sereth one night, "Let's try." The procedure was brutal. The Defran geneticists combined nanoforges with surgical bioalchemy. They rewrote his body from within, not stripping away his humanity but bending it, coaxing latent potential into new forms. Elias's ribs ached as tissue reorganized. His stomach clenched as new glands formed, new pathways opened. He watched his reflection shift. Subtle at first, then undeniable. Weeks later, Sereth held his hand when the physicians delivered their results. His body was no longer exclusively male. It had become something in between, re-engineered into a vessel capable of gestation. He trembled at the truth of it. "You are," Sereth whispered, eyes wide. "You are possibility." The first embryo was grown in a nutrient sphere before being transferred into Elias. His heart thundered when he realized the tiny hybrid life form was inside him, depending on him. He felt fragile, yet profoundly honored. Pregnancy was unlike anything he had imagined. His body swelled, reshaped, adapted. Sometimes, he caught himself in the mirror and barely recognized the curve of his form. He should have been horrified. Instead, there was a strange, luminous pride. Sereth remained by his side always, singing ancient Defying lullabies that rippled through the water-filled chamber where they often sat together. "You are the first mother of two worlds," she told him, pressing her forehead against his. But not everyone approved. Among the Defyes, whispers spread. Many called the project sacrilege. Others feared the contamination of their sacred lineage. On Erivos, several human officials sent angry transmissions back to Earth, demanding Elias be removed from the station for ethical violations. Some threatened to cut funding. Elias endured the criticism with gritted teeth, but Sereth shielded him when doubt grew heavy. "Do not listen," she would say, her hand resting on his swollen abdomen. "This life inside you is proof that despair can be broken. Nothing else matters." Still, fear gnawed at him. What if the child did not survive? What if the fusion of human and Defran failed? The physicians monitored him tirelessly, adjusting nutrients, guiding his body's strange metamorphosis. And then, the contractions came. It was agony, raw and all-consuming. Elias cried out, clutching Sereth's arm as the physicians worked. Hours blurred into eternity until, with a final cry, a new sound filled the chamber. Child's cry. The hybrid infant was breathtaking. Scaled in soft silver, with a human's round face and golden Defran eyes, she squirmed in the physician's arms. Elias reached out, trembling, and when they placed her on his chest, tears spilled freely. His voice cracked. "She's perfect." Sereth leaned close, her own eyes shining. "Our daughter. Born of hope." The birth shook both civilizations. The child, named Lyriel, became a living miracle. Where sterile lineages had ended, she was a beginning. The Defran high voice decreed Elias the most beautiful mother in the universe, not for appearance but for what he embodied. The union of species, the defiance of extinction, the courage to transform. Humans, too, were forced to re-evaluate their view of themselves. For the first time, Earth was not merely trading metals or signing treaties. Humanity had given life where no other species had succeeded. Elias became a figure of controversy, yes, but also of legend. He walked the halls of Erivos with Lyriel in his arms, Sereth at his side, and everywhere he went, whispers followed. "That's him. The human mother. The one who proved hope isn't dead." Lyriel grew quickly, faster than human children, though slower than Defrans. She possessed a startling intellect, asking questions with boundless curiosity. Elias spent hours teaching her Earth's languages, while Sereth sang to her of ocean cities and star songs. Yet peace was fragile. Not all Defrans welcomed the hybrid child. Some saw her as a threat to tradition, a corruption. Elias knew danger loomed when a faction called the Silent Purity attempted to storm Erivos, demanding Lyriel's execution. But they underestimated a human father-mother's resolve. Elias defended his child with a ferocity that stunned even the station's security teams. He was not a soldier, yet in that moment, he embodied humanity's rawest truth. We protect our children no matter the cost.